Okay, it's just gone 1 o'clock in Sydney, so I think we might just begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the third in the series of Novatti's webinars, the future of payments from rewards to crypto, and this is our final one for 2021. So welcome aboard, and especially to our guests today, who are hosting is iGoDirect and CryptoSpend. There's been a lot of interest in the CryptoSpend solution, so we're going to talk about that second. We're going to go through iGoDirect and give you a bit of an appetizer as to what we're doing with gift cards. We've noticed there's a very diverse audience today, so that's everyone from payments nerds like me, and a lot of bank people, and a lot of cards people, and a lot of payments people. So we just want to thank you all for joining us, and this is part of the Spark Festival. I think most of us are ready to put a ruler line under 2021 and just put that all behind us and move into 2022, have some travel. So we just wanted to highlight some of the success stories that Novatti has had in the last 12 months. And iGoDirect and CryptoSpend are two of the good ones to talk about. So we want to finish the year on that note. Talking of debit, which is what I was doing, I get asked a lot, what's the future of payments? Where are we headed? What are we doing? So, Carly, can you put up the graph from our friends at QI Insights? So, we're just going to start with some statistics. For those of you that follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I love these graphs and these stats. So this is from our friends at QI Insights. This is from Peter Drennan. So I'm going to give him a shout out because he's graciously let us show you this. This is the Reserve Bank payment statistics. So this is the this is the statistics that the Reserve Bank put out every month. This is of August, so keep in mind there's a bit of a dip because of lockdowns. But I wanted to draw your attention to the red line. So the red line is actually the number of transactions on debit, prepaid, and gift cards. The blue line is the number of transactions on credit cards, and the green line, unfortunately, are our friends with ATMs. This is the Australian market as a whole, and it's showing a rapid growth and a consistent growth in debit and prepaid and gift, a flattening but a slight increase in credit, and obviously with change away from cash, we're seeing a decline in ATMs. The landscape is looking around about 800 million debit, prepaid, and so on transactions a month, and around 300 million credit. I think August was a bit lower, obviously, because we're locked down, we can't spend as much. But you can see that the trajectory on both of those lines, if you take out COVID as an outlier, is healthy. But it's debit for the win and prepaid and gift. So this is why we're going to zoom in on this today. So Peter, I know you're online. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to Peter's email blast, I suggest you do, and also it's worth checking out QI Insights because he's got some fantastic information that comes straight out of the Reserve Bank feed. So thank you, Peter. The other thing to notice on this is the change in spending habits is affecting credit. So we're actually got an average credit revolve balance of about $1,500. This is the lowest in the generation. If we compare with our US neighbours, they're at $10,000 per card. We're at $1,500. So we've got a much lower revolve, but we've also got a high debit spend at about $10,000 a year. So it's a healthy picture from debit and prepaid. There's about 35 million debit cards, 11 million prepaid, and 13 million credit. That's the shape of the market. So I hope that gives you a snapshot of the flavour of the Aussie market and what it looks like. So thanks, Carly. I think we can move on from that one. Thank you, Peter, as well. Appreciate it. So with that landscape from QI Insights, I want to talk about gift cards and specifically the digitization of those, because this is important as far as getting those cards to customers as fast as we can and having them available in digital wallets. So what is the potential for retailers and corporates to tap into this? And how can we incentivize their customers and their employees by the use of these products? So that's one aspect of this, and the other obviously is crypto. But the reason I'm bringing these two together is because there's some similarities behind the scenes. There will be a Q&A. There's a discussion box or something on the screen. If you want to ask questions, please do. We'll get to as many of those as we can. But that's the landscape. So I hope everyone understands that. I have to talk about myself a little bit. So look, just for those of you who don't know me, I'm Brad Kelly. I've been around for a very long time. I've worked for a number of banks and for card schemes. So I'm currently working as an advisor to the industry. So I get to talk to a lot of payments businesses. So I'm happy to be working with Novatti on this particular set of webinars, and it's good to bring everyone together. So we've had Visa, we've had Marqeta, and now we've got iGoDirect and CryptoSpend. So, Carly, that's enough about me and about payment numbers. I'm going to hand over to you, and you can introduce yourself and Novatti, and we can go from there. Carly, over to you.
Thanks, Brad. I'm very excited to be speaking with you all today about the future of payments and to showcase two of our clients. I work at Novatti as a sales operations manager. So essentially, I work with our clients through the successful delivery of their programs. I'm with them every step of the way through implementation. So from initiation all the way through to launch. So first and foremost, to give you an overview of us, Novatti Group is a global payment tech company. We were established in 1996 and listed on the ASX in 2016. We provide a variety of services, including subscription billing, cross-border payments, vouchers, acquiring, and of course, card issuing services, which is the department that I represent here today. In 2019, we became a Visa principal issuer. So fundamentally, what this means is that we help clients launch a variety of payment solutions. We focus on technology and compliance to ensure that our customers are up and running both quickly and smoothly.
Okay, so Carly, this is a good point because there's a lot of talk about fintechs accessing the payment system and fintechs having some challenges in that space. So I think there's a good story to tell about how Novatti is starting to partner with fintechs and starting to bring the payments world to fintechs. Do you want to maybe explain a little bit about how that's working out?
Sure, Brad. So Novatti can help design and deliver a tailored payment solution from end to end. We have strong partnerships we work with to help facilitate the launch of plastic, virtual, and digital Visa cards that can be personalized with a custom design to help reinforce your brand. So as you can see here on the left-hand side of the screen, these can be either single load gift cards or reloadable prepaid cards. A customized branded mobile app can be used by cardholders to order virtual cards instantly, view card and account details all within the app, and add cards to digital wallets, including Apple, Google, and Samsung Pay, which will enable instant spending. The app can be used also to view balance and transactions and also enable other card management features. A dedicated card management portal can be customized just for the client, and this is used primarily by the administrator or customer service staff. So in the case of expense management, for example, this might be used by the company's finance team. The portal provides program analytics, real-time data, and card lifecycle management, just to name a few features.
Okay, so I think it's worth just understanding how important this part of the puzzle is, because what's happening in the market, for everyone is aware of this, is probably our audience understands it better than most, but there's a lot of buy now, pay later cards being issued by the big banks. Suncorp are doing it, Citibank are just launched. They're all virtual cards, and it's very clear that this is the way forward. The Novatti solution is obviously a little different as far as some of the other solutions, but it's very clear that this is a way to get payments technology to fintechs and get product to market very, very quickly. The secret sauce in this, and you're gonna hear me bash on about this because I really like this. We've touched on this real-time funding and ledger management. And that's, and you can see by the smile on my face that this is actually really clever tech. So do you want to sort of touch on that, because I think this is going to be very important for our discussion a bit later.
Sure, Brad. So at Novatti, we have additional payment capabilities, which include ledger management and authorization forwarding. So this helps facilitate real-time funding, as you mentioned. And we also have various payment methods such as NPP and BPay, all from a customer's digital wallet. So clients can leverage our APIs for complete customization for their program. And these APIs are flexible and scalable to meet their unique payment needs. And to give you an idea of the range of clients that we do support, so this is anywhere from enterprises to startups across various industries. So digital banking, rewards, expense management, on-demand delivery, and more.
Okay. So for our audience, that's Novatti, that's the Bradford solutions, that's the various different pipes that are available, and then the overlaying technology. So that's a good summation of that. I think next step, let's go to our next guest. I'm going to pass back to you, Carly. I need you to now talk about iGoDirect and introduce Pat Dalton. So over to you.
Thanks, Brad. We're really excited to have Pat Dalton here with us today, CEO and founder of the iGoDirect Group since 1999. Pat is a pioneer of the Australian prepaid gift card industry, and iGoDirect is an award-winning direct marketing group inclusive of 3 multi-million-dollar companies. Now, Pat has a wealth of knowledge from her 30-plus years in the Australian business realm, which she readily shares with her fellow entrepreneurs, with a focus on primarily around creating a sustainable business. Now, it's been my privilege to work with Pat over the last year in helping iGoDirect launch their new True Rewards Visa digital gift card program earlier this year. Thank you for joining us today, Pat. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to start iGoDirect?
Sure, thanks, Carly. Well, Brad's a payment nerd. My passion is data-driven marketing to drive true customer engagement. So I founded iGoDirect in 1998 when we were at the forefront of data science to generate consumer insights to create more targeted marketing campaigns. By combining past consumer, transactional, and behavioural data, we created insights to predict future consumer offers to engage. I like to describe the marketing approach this way: have the right offer to the right person via the right channel at the right time and engage them. It's smart. In the early years, we used proven direct marketing techniques, and we were looking for better ways to engage and strong response to our direct marketing campaigns. And at that point, we introduced prepaid cards.
Thanks for sharing that background, Pat. Now, let's talk about rewards cards. What gaps have you seen in the gift cards market, and how has it evolved over recent years?
Sure. So when we were looking to innovate our marketing campaigns with rewards, at that time in Australia, loyalty and rewards programs were points-based. That were sort of the flavour of the day. You simply logged onto your loyalty program, ordered your red toaster, and wait 2 months for it to arrive at your door. So we thought there had to be a better way to reward. And we researched what our friends were doing in the US and the UK, and due to their fragmented geographic and payment landscape, they were using prepaid Visa cards, fully branded, that could be attached to mail packs and provide instant rewards if the customer took up the offer, as they had the card in their hand. The prepaid gift products were not in Australia at that time, and we filled that gap when we launched our prepaid gift cards into the Australian market in 2005 and continued to drive this innovation. The rewards and gift card market in Australia and globally has exploded over the last few years, and in particular, the uptake of digital gift cards. The current prediction of the Australian gift card market value is approximately $5 billion and expected to grow to $8 billion by 2024, and mostly fueled by digital adoption. In more recent years, we've had a huge increase for brands choosing to reward consumers with their own branded reward cards for trying new products, renewing a policy, switching service providers, and the larger market segment of cashback and trade incentives. as the brands extend the connection to reward of choice with surprise and delight. Of course, the gap in the market was being able to create and deliver rewards in an instant, with an amazing customer experience to close the gap between the behaviour change and the reward delivery. Today, we have a huge uptake in digital rewards as they are delivered in an instant from time of purchase to claim direct to the consumers' wallets.
It's very interesting to hear how the market has evolved over time. So is that how the True Rewards platform came about?
Yeah, that's right, Carly. So to address this gap, iGoDirect launched True Rewards, our digital gifting and distribution platform. And that was in late 2019, and intuitively just before the lockdowns. So after an extensive review of the Australian and wider global gift card market, we identified the gap in the market where there needed to be a technology for a business and further consumers for an easy-to-use platform with a world-class customer gifting and, in turn, recipient experience. And many of our clients had experienced other digital platforms that just didn't deliver. So turning the engaged brand experience to very unhappy customer reward experience. So True Rewards was developed by a leading global tech team and developed with Australian businesses to use our technology to service their clients with real-time gift choices.
Now, you mentioned launching the platform just prior to the lockdowns here in Australia. So how would you say has the COVID-19 pandemic changed consumer behavior towards spending, loyalty, and the use of gift cards?
Yeah, sure. So in a time of increasing change for businesses and people, and in line with the growing number of cashless payments, digital gift cards went through their very own evolution, and the demand for digital gift cards and the ease of issue surged from about May 2020. As Australians went into lockdown at the start of the pandemic, shoppers went online, causing massive increases in e-commerce activity, and in turn growth of loyalty and rewards points earned. As a result of that demand, there was a huge lift in our digital gift cards, as points were exchanged for digital gift cards for stay-at-home shopping, and Visa digital wallet option was another significant factor as governments encouraged cashless and tap and go during the lockdowns.
And what would you say is the benefit of digital gift cards?
Well, from many perspectives, gift cards are a win-win. They create the option to share value from someone without bluntly giving them cash, or inherently the risk of choosing an unwanted gift. And digital gift cards makes this process all more frictionless by allowing giver and recipient alike to communicate values all digitally. I like digital correspondence in the 90s. The share of industry captured by digital gift cards in recent years is also growing, and by some accounts, it's at a rate of up to 200% per year.
And would you say that increase is mostly driven by open loop gift cards?
Yeah, certainly. So for corporate organisations and consumer brands that we work with, the preference is always for open loop rewards and gift cards. The open loop products enable us to satisfy the expectations of any consumer with a reward that can be used in a far-fetched geolocation from Broome to the back of Bourke, as well as the major cities. And with the Visa digital products that can be delivered in minutes, there's no longer waiting for the postie. So this flexibility and scalability, together with our ability to fully or part brand the Visa products, enables us to leverage a brand's investment in the reward and experience and extend the positive brand engagement at that point of purchase. Of course, open loop also enables us to reward and incentivize customers by giving them the ultimate choice of where and when to spend their reward, either online, in-store, or Apple Pay. And during the pandemic, we did see a spike in local spending as the open loop products were spent in cafes and takeaways as more people worked from home.
Thanks, Pat. We know you've seen a strong uptake in the digital Visa gift card program that you launched with Novatti. And it's not just consumers that are embracing digital rewards, but companies and employers too. Could you share some examples of corporate programs where gift cards have enabled the company to achieve their goals?
Sure. So consumers love digital. As most of our rewards and gifting is with our corporate clients, and the main reason for rewards is employee benefits, end of financial year, Christmas bonus and incentives, and of course during COVID, we experienced a huge increase in volumes as companies wanting to share takeaway lunches for teams by gifting them digital rewards. Another large market segment for us is consumer promotions and trade incentives. iGoDirect manages over 3,000 promotions each year via our promotions and gifting platforms. And we are now delivering these rewards in real time with our Visa digital gift card, often fully branded with a seamless end-to-end customer experience. For over 20 years now, we are the engine room behind 2,000 Australian brands, managing consumer and trade incentives, and they trust us to bring the best possible experiences and products to their customers.
That's really interesting. You know, I haven't thought about all of those use cases before. And of course, with Christmas coming up, you know, that brings me to my next question. So for those who might not have been exposed to a digital gift card before, how does one of our listeners out there representing a company go about ordering, for instance, anywhere from 1 to 1,000 digital gift cards for their employees?
Absolutely, Carly, and I'm glad you asked. Our digital gift card platform was purpose-built to make digital rewards and gifting simple and secure. Today, the True Rewards platform delivers just that. It removes the friction for sender and receiver, easy to sign in, and anyone can gift in an instant. And it's easy onboarding. In fact, anyone in the audience can jump on now while we're having a chat, and they'll be gifting in minutes at truerewards.com.au. We also offer business as a service for our corporate clients who want the gifting platform at their fingertips with all their branding.
Thanks, Pat. That sounds like a very seamless experience. Thanks for sharing. I have 2 final questions for you today.
And in the past, branded.
We've got some technical challenges there, I think, Carly. Pat's internet connection might be... Pat, are you there? We seem to have lost you.
Okay, don't know about that.
Right, there we go.
We're back?
We're back. Welcome to the wonderful world of continuing to work from home and internet challenges.
So anyone can go onto truerewards.com.au, and we also offer a business service to our corporate clients who want the gifting platform at their fingertips with all their branding. And in the past 2 years, we have delivered millions of digital gift cards and rewards to Australian consumers. Our rewards can be delivered by our widget technology, which enables companies to plug and play into their own sites, fully branded, and start gifting from 1 to thousands in minutes. They can be sent via our QR code scan and gift delivery service. And of course, you can just jump online, use your credit card for a one-off reward. Our rewards platform sits behind many leading Australian brands, who many in the audience today may have already received a digital gift from our platform. Companies like to leverage our platform and our technology without the development of time and cost and to get into the market swiftly.
Thanks for sharing that, Pat, for all of our listeners out there. So I have 2 final questions for you now. As we head towards 2022, what is your take on the future of payments and what's on the roadmap for iGoDirect?
Yeah, thanks, Carly. We're really excited about the future. So with our data heritage, we have collected and modelled billions of discretionary spend transactions and have created an Australian discretionary spend model that aligns brands and consumer insights. So we have great plans on how companies can leverage our unique insights and market research further in the upcoming years. And iGoDirect will continue disruption in the corporate prepaid sector in Australia. My vision is to continue to push the boundaries with Fintech and crypto. And our key focus will be on getting our reward gifting technology behind more brands to power loyalty and card linking, market research and promotions, while working with disruptive industry verticals that want to drive the best in customer engagement and rewards experiences. And we'll be doing this across Australia and the Asia-Pac region. So we're really excited about the future.
Thank you for your insights, Pat. We're certainly looking forward to seeing iGoDirect's plan unfold next year. Now, if anyone in the audience has a question for Pat, you can post it in the chat and we will get to it at the Q&A just a little bit later. Now, on to our next speakers. I'd like to introduce Andrew Grech and Richard Voice from CryptoSpend. As a fintech company based at the University of Technology, Sydney, on a mission to make it easy to spend your crypto. Having just launched this month and is the first in-market crypto payment card issued in Australia that runs on the Visa network. At Novatti, we're really excited to be supporting CryptoSpend in their journey as both a startup and a disruptor to traditional payments. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Brad and the CryptoSpend team to talk about just how these crypto cards work and their plans for the future.
Carly, thank you. So just to echo Carly's comments, if you've got some questions, please put them in the chat so we can get to them at the end, because that's going to be fairly important for us to help round out this webinar. That's the first thing. Before Richard and Andrew speak, I'm just going to ask Carly to put up my favourite schematic, if you would please, Carly. Okay, so this is the secret sauce, everybody. This is the schematic which shows you how a transaction at the point of sale is separate from the crypto transaction at the back. So this is the real-time funding of a zero balance prepaid card, and this is how Novatti does it. So for those of you who are wanting to know the secret, this is the Novatti secret, if you like. So I won't go into too much depth. If you want some information about that, please reach out to me or Novatti or whomever, and we can run you through it. But this is essentially how this works. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I want to hear from Richard and Andrew. So, gentlemen, hello, welcome. Thank you for being patient. Can we perhaps throw the floor open to you, and maybe you can tell us how we're going to be spending crypto on a Novatti card anytime soon.
Hey, Brad. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. So basically, just how we would use how it actually works now. We launched this just over a week ago, so we got that into market, which is great. Digital cards in terms of being able to push provision it, so send it directly to your Apple or Google Pay wallet. That's probably coming out next week or the week after. So yeah, it's been going pretty well so far.
So basically, let's just dumb it down for me, basically. So the customer gets a real card or a virtual card. If it's in their Apple wallet, they can go spend like any other Apple wallet transaction, or if it's plastic, they can tap on a terminal. And then that's in fiat, so that's in Aussie dollars for us here in Australia.
Yeah.
And you do some tricky stuff, not tricky stuff, you do your crypto exchange in the background, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So basically how it works is, as a customer, you sign up, you verify, do your KYC, you deposit your crypto or you buy crypto on the app, and then you can spend from there straight away. So then how it actually works is, when you're in the card screen of the app, you can choose which crypto you want to spend, and then from there you just use that at point of sale. That's just basically, it's quite basic how it works.
Groceries, and I say X amount of crypto, and the transaction happens, correct?
Correct. Yep, that's right.
It's elegantly simple, mate. Well done.
I mean, yeah, that's what we set out to do in the beginning. So glad we got it this far.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us more. So obviously there's demand for this, right? There's a lot of people. I think the numbers are 1 in 6. It's a staggering amount of Australians who are investing in crypto. Tell us about how that came about. Was this sort of just a demand that you saw in the market? Is that how it came about with you and Richard?
Well, actually, the demand, like, we noticed as the demand sort of afterwards, right? So then how it actually worked was, or how we sort of came up with it was, back in 2017 during the bull run, I was playing around with crypto, trading here and there. But then it sort of occurred to me that at that time, it's become a bit easier now, but it was very difficult to gain access to crypto, and it was being used more like crypto commodities rather than currencies. So then that's where the sort of nexus came about, where there should be some sort of crossover between traditional payments, so like a bridge between fiat payments and crypto payments, just to make it easier for adoption. And then after that, around the same time, Richard and I were actually in the same class together at uni, and that's how we met. So then we became pretty fast friends from that, and we decided to build it together, and here we are today.
And you're first to market, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So I view COVID as a bit of a perfect storm, right? Not only obviously with the health stuff, but it's given crypto a bit of a shot in the arm. What's your feel around the continuation of that one as we come out of lockdown?
So a great question. COVID has really affected a lot of businesses and, a lot of ways that people are doing things these days. So, what we've seen in the crypto market in general is, we've seen, as a whole, a lot of people have had more time to investigate and find out what this crazy world of crypto is about. So this has been quite good for, general consumers. We've seen large corporations getting into crypto as well. And overall, the crypto market as a whole, in general, even Bitcoin, for example, we've seen a high rise. As the pandemic started, we did see a heavy fall, but, we saw a fall in all markets across the board. So, we have seen a lot of crypto ownership in Australia rise. As you said previously, 1 in 6 Australians now own crypto, which is an absolutely fantastic figure. And, we'd love to see that as a 1 in 3 figure in the near future.
Yeah, look, I think I don't think it's going to be a push, right? I think everyone's sort of jumping on this, but the challenge has always been, how do you spend it, right? And I think this is what I'm pretty keen on this solution, which is it gives you an ability to spend it, but an ability to actually spend it in a realistic place like a supermarket or a restaurant or wherever. And I think that bridge has been missing until now, right? So I think the Novatti solution plus the just-in-time funding, and voila, we have a payment. We have a payment solution. So now that you're here and you're in market, what is the roadmap for CryptoSpend beyond this this product you've got in market now?
Yeah, I mean that's a fantastic question, Brad. So, if we're looking way into the future, Andrew and I we're quite ambitious. We're very hungry for what we do, and we love what we do. So, we really want to make this everyone's one-stop shop for crypto. If I was to put it in one sentence, that's what we want to make this. And we've really set out to make CryptoSpend, for not only your crypto experts, but a crypto novice as well. We understand that it can be scary to actually get into the crypto market, and we understand that, there's a lot to understand. And that's really something that Andrew and I have worked on in developing this product. And, on top of all that, including, the buy and sell, we've thought, okay, well, why not spend your Bitcoin? Why not spend your Ethereum? And this is where this whole future of payments is coming in, as we see this big world in Australia and the rest of the world coming to a point where we're saying, well, a lot of people own this crypto now. Well, what do you do with it? And, this is where, a product like CryptoSpend, and as Andrew mentioned, the CryptoSpend card really comes into play to, make it easy.
Everyone saw it. Richard, can you put the...
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the CryptoSpend card.
Very nice.
And that will be in a physical offering right now. You can download the app, sign up, and order your physical card. And as Andrew mentioned, we have our Apple and Google Pay cards coming in a week or two.
Okay, so what I'll ask our Novatti people, can we make sure that there's a link for people to do that? So we need Peter Drennan, QI Insights, and of course CryptoSpend, so people can do this. Look, what I'm going to just slightly deviate, because there's a lot of questions coming through, and I might just we've got some time, but not a lot. So what I might do is just pick out one or two, because I think there's some good ones. What should I do? Which cryptocurrencies do you support at present, and do you have any views on CBDC? You want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we currently submit 5 cryptocurrencies, which at the time when we were starting the platform were the most popular. And obviously that has changed over time. But we currently support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash. So those are the 5 that we currently support. We do have it in the cards to support a lot more tokens. We have a lot of people coming to us asking to support different tokens. The tokens I can confirm at the moment, there probably aren't many of them. We do plan to support stablecoins at some point as well. So to answer your question directly, no, I can't tell you if we are going to support that token necessarily. However, we do have it in the cards to bring a lot more tokens on board.
Okay, cool. Let's have another look. Here's a good one. Are you seeing crypto markets shift from investment, buy and hold, to spend? 1 in 6 may own, but are they willing to part with it? That's a very good question. Do you want to, Andrew, Richard, do you want to sort of pick that one apart?
Yeah, absolutely. So you are right. People buy crypto and they see it going up and they go, this is great, but at the end of the day, you can look at spending your crypto as a more convenient way of selling it. So you're not just doing big chunks of taking out your crypto at a time. You're saying, okay, well, I'm going out tonight, I might get a beer, or I'd like to buy a new handbag, or, anything across this board is, you're technically still selling your crypto and you're going to sell it at some point anyway. You might be on one end of the spectrum where you're saying, I've made, a lot of gains this week, and I want to go and get myself something nice. And on the other end, you might say, well, I think it's going to go down further, so this is a good point to exit the market and sell a little bit of my crypto. And you can do that through us over the NPP, as well as, of course, spending on your CryptoSpend Visa card.
So you could argue that your customers are actually selling their crypto. They're just selling it to you, so you can buy them things, essentially, if I was to be...
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then just to be able to have instant access to that money just becomes really convenient.
Yeah. So there's a lot of activity in the Q&A. So I'm trying to pick out on the fly the good ones. There's a lot of questions about capital gains tax. I think we're not going to touch CGT today because I'm not an accountant or a tax expert. The other question, do you hold crypto in a dedicated wallet? Can I pull the crypto back out of the card? I would say no.
Yes, you can.
You can.
You can. So it's basically, it's your wallet, right? So then you can deposit into it and you can send it out as a normal wallet as well. So it's not just if you deposit onto there, you have to spend from it. No, you can take it straight out. Again, it's at the end of the day, it's your money.
Okay, so I think that answers Callum, Finlay, Stuart, Clinton, Vince. They're all asking the same question. Thank you, everybody. One other thing. This is very interesting. I'm not sure how you feel about answering, but overseas users. So I think we'd have a KYC AML issue if we do cross-border issuing. Would that be right?
So when it comes to international users, you can take your CryptoSpend card and use it overseas, but at the moment we are only available to Australian residents. As much as we want to, expand this product and take it overseas eventually, which of course is in the roadmap for us, we really want to nail it with our user base in Australia first. And we really want to make sure this product is great for our customers. We're very customer focused in making sure that this is great for them before we start taking leaps and bounds trying to get, other places overseas.
Okay. I think that's as expected. That's probably the answer that would be what I would expect. Okay, so look, I think what I might do is I might throw the floor open. So I wanted to thank you both, Richard and Andrew. You've been very candid and thank you for your time and your attention on this. What I might do is
Brad.
It's we're now at 1:38. What I might do is throw the floor open to everybody to ask questions of all of us, including me. So Andrew, Richard, and Pat. So Pat. What I might say to you is there was a question about, here we go. So from Robert, it's my understanding that the use of digital gift cards provides real-time seamless interface into the financial accounting database of the enterprise and usual product. Do you want to comment on that, Pat?
Yes, so the digital gift cards that we're providing at the moment, they're single-use cards, so they can only be loaded once. And the API calls can go back into any back end. So the merchant data that we collect, we model that, and we could feed that back into a third-party system.
Okay. The other thing that's come up too in the questions is the issuing of plastic versus the having a virtual card. And I know that CryptoSpend, you do both. but Pat, you do digital. Different strokes for different folks, yeah? Would you like to both CryptoSpend and iGoDirect comment to that?
Yeah, so I'll comment on that first, Brad. So we've been issuing prepaid cards for over 15 years. And in that time, the plastic, obviously, in the earlier days was the way to go. We did trial virtual visas for a couple of years in market, but we found that it was really not a good customer experience. And so as a result of the complaints that we had around that for a single issue, was why we moved to the digital rewards cards, so that people got them in their wallets. They couldn't provision it. At least we could send it again, whereas the virtual ones, they had a limitation, and the customer experience was not that good from our perspective.
Yeah, so from our perspective, we wanted to cover both bases. So some people, like we've seen some people, they don't want a physical card because they want to reduce their plastic use, basically. And another thing in their wallet. So then for them, they can just have it in the Apple or Google Pay wallet. As well, the fact of having on the other side of the spectrum, being able to have a physical card and not have to worry about your phone if your phone dies or if you need it or something. It's quite separate then. So we basically give the option to our users, do you want just a digital card or you do want a physical card as well? So you can get either or. So you don't need both, basically.
Okay, so I'll chime in on this one too, because I know the guys from Apple in Sydney are on the call. I've had to eat humble pie with Apple Pay, and that's that's because the numbers are actually trending in a very northerly direction. So I get numbers between 20 and 30% of contactless transactions are going to digital wallets, which primarily is Apple Pay. So I think a solution, for Pat, it's a different solution, and for you, a different solution again. But to have both for CryptoSpend, I think is important, because the ability to spend overseas, not every market is as contactless as Australia. So we need to keep that in mind. But I will say that the Apple Pay experience in an e-commerce environment, and Mike Diaz knows how I feel about this, is superb. So I think it's a trend in the upward direction. You've got to be in it, and I think that it's a very, very good experience. So yes, that's my view as well. Okay, how are we going for time? We've got a little bit more time. There's a couple more questions. Let's have a look. I might just say QR codes have come up. Pat, have you got a view on QR, or I think it's probably not necessarily your wheelhouse, and I will then go to the CryptoSpend guys to get their view on it too.
Yeah, so we use QR codes for issuing digital gift cards. So we can generate QR codes and put them in multiple places. Once they're scanned, then they can call, through the API call, a digital card is instantly delivered. But we're not using them in a payments method. And
Richard, Andrew, what's your view?
Well, we think that it is definitely the future. I mean, anyone that's used crypto before is very familiar with QR codes, and especially now since COVID and checking in, everyone knows what a QR code is now, right? I'd say, I don't know the actual statistics, but beforehand, like before COVID, you would see a massive jump of people with knowledge of how QR codes work. And I think the future is heading that way in terms of using that for payments. So especially in our view, because users are very, very familiar with using crypto gestures with QR codes, it'll be very familiar to them to use that in a traditional payment sense as well.
Okay, I'm going to chime in on this one too. I think with QR is not going to replace contactless. It's going to run parallel, and I think that this is something that we need to, as a payments industry, understand that the QR experience is different to the contactless experience. In that, with a QR code, you can have a richer, you can have a lot more of a customer experience than you can with just a contactless transaction. For instance, a QR code will fire off not only just the payment, you can do a registration for guaranteed warranty, you can set up a delivery, you can do rewards, you can do a number of transactions just from one QR interface. So I think it's a parallel rather than a replace. And I think that as we move forward, I know BMIT are launching and FPOS have got their QR in the pipeline ready to roll before Christmas. I think that's going to be the test case. So yeah, I think we're all on about the same page at the same time. And just on that, Claire's asked, Australia seems to be the leader in contactless payment. Is this the case? And is this also the case for use of digital wallet? I'll quickly take that one and I'll throw it back to you. Yes, Australia is 100% EMV compliant or close to it. 85 to 90% of card transactions are already contactless. And yes, we lead the world, but digital wallets are a different story. That's taken time. And we can go into why, but when you're trying to, if all you're doing is replacing a digital wallet, a card with a digital wallet or vice versa, you're not doing anything. It's the added stuff that digital wallets do that is now starting to get traction. Pat, anything on that? Andrew, Richard, any comments on that?
Yeah, so what we've seen since digital's been in market is about a 200% increase in choice of a gift card by digital as opposed to plastic. And that's often driven by speed to market. People are conscious about the environment and not wanting to use plastic. But I would suspect over the next 18 months to 2 years that that will be the predominant issue of gift cards in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, just to add on from our perspective as well, it's so much easier these days for people just to get a digital card. You know, there's none of this waiting around, placing an order, and, you know, actually trying to set up the card, activate the card. You know, being able to have this seamless user experience to just push the card straight into, you know, a digital wallet is just, you know, from a lot of people's perspective, it's convenient, it's easy to do, and, you know, people are loving it. And, you know, on the Australian front, we are very ahead in terms of how we are doing our contactless payments. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a comment that CBA was saying that digital payments in wallets are going to be the dominant method in the next couple of years. I think that's probably about right. And I think that to be ahead of that curve, like you are, is probably not a bad place to be. Same with PAT, but as I said, QR will have a parallel, different experience. So I think a foot in both camps is probably the way to go.
I agree. I definitely agree. But like even personally, right? Even if I have both my wallet and my phone, I tend to just use my Google Pay because I'm on Android, because I can just pull out my phone, Google Pay. I've got Google Pay to set up to just activate whenever it's just unlocked. So then I just unlock it with my face or my fingerprint and then tap the reader, done. It ends up being easier than opening my wallet and pulling out the card. So then I always end up doing Google Pay at the end of the day. And I think a lot of people are like that as well.
And Brad, could I just jump in there and add, since we've been doing the Novatti Visa digital cards, we've now moved our plastic over to them as well. So we're uniquely in Australia being able to issue someone a plastic card. If they lose it, then contact our customer centre and we can just push out a new card within minutes straight to their wallet using the same PAN.
Yeah, and I think this sort of solution is really good. I've noticed not every issuer is as enabled as this, and I'm one of those guilty people that churns through cards to get the points bonuses. Sorry, Citibank, I know you don't like that. But I've noticed that some of the issuers, there is a difference, right? And some of them can do it and some of them can't. I'm waiting on a replacement card at the moment. I'm on my third stab at it, and we're 6 weeks in and I still can't get my card. Now, I'm not going to name names on that one, but it does give you an idea of the level of technology within the background. I could be spending on that card now, but it hasn't turned up. So everyone blames the post and COVID and whatever, but to be honest, I think it's 2021. We should all be having digital cards popped into a wallet. And I did post about this recently, and I'll give a shout out to Up Banking because they were able to provision a card straight out of the app, straight into the Apple Wallet with 2 tokens on it, one for MasterCard, one for FPOS. Very, very impressive. Not everyone is that enabled in that space. So anyway, well done, Up. Okay. do you want to
Yeah,
take?
I've definitely noticed that as well with Up. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did 3 different debit card applications, and they were the only ones who could do end-to-end, fully digital card in the wallet, provisioned, ready, done. The others, not so much. But anyway, I think they've got, and reality is it's not that difficult for them, but I think Up have done a really good job on that. Anyway, moving right along. I think there's probably one more. What do you see as the future of consumer payments, say QR, Apple, Google Pay? I think we've covered that. What else do we need? Wearables. Yeah. Does anyone have any comment about wearables before we wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I use wearables as well for transactions, like on my Samsung watch. I've got my
There's all product
CryptoSpend card there.
There's a lot of product placement in this webinar. Is incredible.
But yeah, I think it's really useful because it doesn't actually need to be able to use the card, because it's already provisioned onto the watch itself. You don't need to have your card around. So it's really convenient if I don't really live near the water, but whenever I've been to, there's been a couple of occasions when I've been to the beach before, and I've just used my watch when I don't have anything else, right? So then rather than taking out your phone or your wallet from the car while you're on the beach, you can go up and buy something just with your watch, right? And it's waterproof as it is, so you can still go swimming. So that's like an example of a use case where using wearables is really convenient.
I think, again, it comes down to a convenience factor. As Andrew said, people are going to use their mobile phone for payments as opposed to getting out their wallet using a physical card. Well, why get out your phone as well when you can use your wearable? So, seeing a lot of these digital cards be put into wearables, I think is a fantastic idea. And again, it's a very convenient thing for customers, and it's something that they can get used to as well.
Pat, are you seeing the same sort of thing with iGoDirect? Do you think it's wearable solutions for you?
Well, in gift cards, it's the cost of being able to produce it. So if the cost and the friction is easy, we'd probably explore it. But for a one-off digital card, it has a cost benefit and a cost barrier. So I'm not sure going forward.
Okay. I think we've just about exhausted all of our questions. So I just wanted to thank everyone who's put a question in. They're really, really good questions. Some of them we're going to take offline. There's a lot of discussion about capital gains tax. We are going to take that one offline. I think it needs to be addressed, but not in this forum. I think we've covered anything. Pat, are there any final words from you and from iGoDirect before I sign off?
No, other than to say that the digital market over the next 2 years is really going to be at the forefront of customer engagement. The sooner that we can get a reward payment to a consumer based on whether they've purchased or changed their behaviour is really driving customer engagement at the moment.
Okay. Thanks, Pat. And Andrew, Richard, any final words from you?
Yeah, absolutely. We very much enjoyed being a part of this webinar, and Andrew and I love what we do. We love what we've built for our customers, and we love working with all of our partners like Visa and Novatti. And we just really look forward to growing this product and giving it to everyone.
Andrew, any product placement from you before you go?
I think I've done enough product placement today.
We can't quite see the logo on the shirt, mate. Do you mind?
Oh yeah. There you go. No, but thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having us. It's been good.
All right. Look, it was our pleasure. So look, I think we'll just wrap that up. If anyone does have any pressing questions, please reach out to Novatti or me. Our details are fairly easily available. So look, that will wrap up the third and final of this series. I just wanted to thank Pat from iGoDirect. I want to thank Richard and Andrew. You've been very gracious with your time and very generous, and I want to thank you both and wish all three of you the very best for 2022. We will probably do some more of these next year, but just watch this space. I think we all need to take a break and get into 2022 before we do too much more, because this last year's been very interesting. Carly, any final words from you at Novatti, or we just sign off?
Oh, I just want to say thank you to iGoDirect and CryptoSpend for joining us today. And yeah, looking forward to watching their products in market.